Hey guys, welcome back to Frenemies. I'm Ian, and we are here for more Supergirl. So, last episode, Malefic has been sent to Lena. So, she's gonna be, I don't know, well, experimenting or working with, I don't know, one of the two, with him to, implement his mind controlling abilities with the whole QAs that they've got from Lex's journal. So that's great. Not Lex. I'm sorry. Jimmy Olsen has left the show, so that's kind of a bummer right there. But I mean, I know they didn't really know what to do with his character since season 2, since season 1. I don't know. But it still kind of sucks that he's off the show. We found out some stuff about Will. He might not be bad. He's investigating Andrea and I guess the rest of all of the Rojas. I'm not 100% sure if I should trust him. Oh yeah, Jean told the team about the fact that he erased the memory of Malefic from all of his people, which is something that one of the biggest sins to wipe a Martian's memory. So he felt really ashamed by that and kept that secret from them, which is kind of almost proving a detriment. Then Malefic was it somebody? I forgot. Somebody else, and then he incepted Alex, excuse me. He incepted Alex and had her say some terrible things to Jean, which he, unfortunately, through kind of like the fact that he was feeling terrible about himself and emotionally was kind of clouding his judgment of, that she wouldn't say those kind of things to him, even if finding out from another source that what he had done. Brainy and Leah patched things up. That's good. Let's see. I think this is the only apart from Batwoman, but okay. So Batwoman and Supergirl are the only ones that haven't really had any kind of direct influence, I guess, or hinting of crisis, apart from the fact that there's Malefic, and the Monitor brought him out in the first place. So, I'm interested to see where we go from here, because there's this whole thing with Will finding out that he's investigating Andrea and such. So,
Leviathen is coming.
Hey, there it is. That's not good.
Imagine you.
Ugh.
Any time of the day, Obsidian North's collective dream VR lenses are now worldwide. So why are you waiting?
Because they expensive.
This has cost me friends, family. It's an obsession that's taken up 2 years of my life. I don't want that to happen to you.
Well, you don't have to worry about me. I can take care of myself. Plus, if you don't bring me, the offer's off the table.
Image induced to human form 2257.
Now.
There he is.
Induced.
You cannot touch me.
I only meet the other contractors. There was this lady with killer tattoos, a guy who could detach most of his fingers, and this big dude with some extra appendages.
How many appendages?
He had 4 arms.
Like this? Who are his targets? You have to know something.
I've literally told you everything.
That's a fight!
William! William! Out! What was that about? You have to tell me.
He murdered my best friend.
What?
Turn around.
Hands up.
Show me your hands.
Which ones? So it's knockoff, essentially, minus the 2 extras. Well.
Approaching me while I'm still conscious. How thoughtful of you.
It seems we've gotten off on the wrong foot.
But the last time someone showed interest in my brain, the High Council sent me to the Phantom Zone.
You'd be back in the Phantom Zone if it wasn't for me.
Jon Stewart.
Now we're at an impasse.
We were each betrayed by the people closest to us.
His is a little more
Work with me.
extreme than
You have
yours.
the ability to do great things.
I don't want to do great things. I want revenge.
That is the phrase I've kept it top secret all day. You're welcome.
Seriously.
It's from the oeuvre of Mr. Keanu Reeves.
Pop quiz hotshot.
Brainy? How do we find him?
Perhaps put an ad in the paper for a four-armed freak.
Sounds like Ghost Freak. Sounds like Ghost Freak.
All I know is that someone is spending a great deal of capital, to do a great deal of damage.
You've committed dozens of murders, but don't have the slightest idea who's responsible?
I don't care to know.
You don't care about all those people you killed. Their family, their friends, all those lives you destroyed. You have to know something. No, you know something. And where?
Hey, it's Brainy. All you have to do is incept these 3 test subjects. All right, there's a Daxamite scorpion, a Terran oceanic devil, and a Maladorian dendroacid. As you project your waves at them, we'll measure the frequency, fine-tuning as we go, till we hit the magic number.
Hang on. Isn't that Russell? Do they know each other?
Uh-oh.
They more than just knew each other, at least according to Russell.
And tomorrow, we can figure out a time when she can finally meet my best friend.
What, you haven't mentioned me?
If you think I let her anywhere near that wicked smile of yours before we're settled, you're madder than I thought.
That was the last I saw of him.
Russell? You need a new lock, mate. Stop! Where's Russell?
Dead.
Okay.
Oh my God, William, that's horrible.
Was that him?
Rip Roar! I know who you are. And I know you killed Russell Rogers.
You know nothing. And you're out of your depths.
Well, it sounds American, not English, so I don't know. Probably wrong. Oh, Jesus. That packs a punch. Is it like a red sunblast or what?
I need Sean.
The combined technologies create an energy beam 100 times hotter than the center of the sun.
If it's capable of damage like that, imagine what else it can do. Sensors are ready and calibrated. Now.
Satisfied?
It worked.
I'm no supervillain. But if I were, and I was right over an Antarctic lake with a weapon designed to fire a beam 100 times hotter than the center of the sun, well, it would be, as they say, a hot time in the old town tonight. Not that that's a good thing.
So you're saying that he's gonna melt the ice cap around Lake Vostok?
If he did that, it would unleash a flood unseen since the time of Noah's Ark.
Why?
Rip Roar! No!
So how do we just freeze breath?
We can deal with the swell, Supergirl. You and Jean need to seal that geyser. Or else we'll have bigger problems than a wave.
What do you mean?
That geyser is pumping out 3 cubic miles of water every second. At that rate, every coastal city in the world will start flooding in 12 minutes. The loss of life could be in the billions.
Did you find something more important?
Actually, I did find something.
Well,
His name is Russell Rogers.
What?
I know about you and your family and everything you've gotten away with. Corruption, theft, murder. But you're not going to get away with it any longer. Because I am going to destroy you if it's the last thing I do.
William. William.
okay. Well, I want to see what happened.
Go, everybody move, move!
Kelly? Why was she stopping the whole thing? You're just dispersing it? Okay, cool. She does use it. Okay. Ugh.
We ran the analytics. Okay, flooding the West Coast would have taken out Obsidian North's manufacturing hub, and if you and John hadn't stopped that geyser, then they would have lost billions.
There's something you both should see.
Look, I know that Alex can take care of herself. I do, but my fiance died fighting on the front lines. And I never got over it.
Forgot.
This brought it all back. I could never let you hurt another person.
We had a deal.
And if you intuited anything about my research, you'd know that.
Oh no.
You like it here, don't you?
Yes. I like it here. I like it very much.
Crap. I mean, it's good that she stopped him, but crap.
If they're not the villains, then who?
And now it gets even more confusing.
So, am I right?
The DEO caught Rip Roar, and they were able to ID him. It's Russell.
What?
I know how painful this is, but now that we have him in custody, the good thing is we can finally get you some answers about him, about Andrea, about any other questions we might uncover.
You've really outdone yourself with those contact lenses. I hear they're as omnipresent as one of our plagues or floods.
That was you yesterday?
Leviathen is everywhere. And our problem has come up, and we need you to fix it. It's Rip Roar.
Okay, so she is involved with Leviathan. Just they obviously not going to let her in on everything they're doing. So what I'm wondering is, was it her job to scout somebody to be this, I don't remember his name, Forearms guy? Or did they see the connection, or they see that they were involved and think that she shouldn't have connections to people and used him? Did she, yeah, I don't know. Why him? Is it because he was getting close? I'm assuming that's the case, but like, was that her? Was she with him to scout him out to use as one of their contractors? He's being controlled by that helmet, which has been biologically infused with him, so that sucks. I was gonna say I want to take it off him, but apparently I can't do that. How do they get an ID? I mean, how do they get that picture of him? Unless like part of it, they were able to take off some of it, but then, like some of the other stuff was like attached to his face or to his head. Because that looked like there's something like his eyes were whited out, like, or look like how whenever they use the obsidian lenses. So is that how they're doing it? Like, are they controlling him through the lenses somehow? Speaking of controlling through lenses, Lena has figured it out. And she has stopped Malefic. So we got some good and bad with that. They're about equal as to how much each is. It's good because, you know, obviously we don't have to deal with Malefic, at least for the foreseen future. Maybe something else will occur to maybe she's 6. She obviously didn't want. She obviously didn't want to remove the barrier so that he could kill Jean. So I was wondering if she was just gonna play him. which thankfully she did. Then now she's able to use the lenses to control people. So that I really hope Lena can realize what she's doing isn't right. Like, maybe we can keep these lenses though, but use them as a last resort. But that's always very sketchy. They could always be stolen and used against the populace or anybody, used against somebody maliciously. So I don't. But that can be said for any kind of technology. So it's always a very gray area. But this is just, I feel like this is worse, and that it shouldn't be. It shouldn't exist because it gets rid of free will. So that's a big no-no. I don't know, because the problem with that is it could also stop, like it could disarm a situation like someone's being held up, or there's someone at a bank. There's a bank heist, holding up people. They could stop them. Any other kind of situation where somebody else is in danger, and they can be stopped with that kind of technology without having any kind of bloodshed. But again, yeah, that could be used against another person. That's just, there's the pros and cons of this technology, and then there's the morality issue. I don't know. It's just a very difficult situation, and I'm not naive or, I guess, idealistic in saying that that's necessarily a very bad thing to have, but I don't know. It's just very gray, very morally gray too. But Leviathan were they trying to flood? I know that. I'm wondering if the flood was like their end goal. Well, at least for that specific step. If that was like they wanted to flood the West Coast, the whole West Coast, or if it was a distraction. But she's directly contacted Andrea and saying that they need help with Forearms guy, probably because he's been what's the word I'm looking for? Compromised. The DEO have taken him. I'm assuming they know. I'm wondering. Oh, geez. I'm wondering. That'd be really bad if Leviathan has somebody, or more than one person, working within the DEO. That would suck. That would be very bad. Because I don't know how else they would know. The DEO is out, right? Like they know the DEO is a thing that people know. I know they've pretended to be other government organizations. So I don't remember. Are they still doing that? I don't recall. I don't think, because I know they've openly fought against aliens before, like when they've been bad. So I don't know. I completely forgot that Kelly's fiance before she had mentioned it last season that she had a fiance. Who was she saying this to? I can't remember, but she had a fiance. I think it was to Alex. It was during the trying to get a adopt episode. She told her about her fiance that had died on the front lines. I forgot all about that. And so that scene, whenever she saw Alex, on the front line, trying to save people, and that thing that was the beam that was about to fall on her, but she used that. I always forget that she has that shield thing because she doesn't use that too often. But she used that shield thing to protect her and somebody else. But still seeing that, yeah, I can imagine the panic, fear, and just all the emotions that she had for her fiance before, just hitting her all at once. Seeing Alex in that danger, that immediate danger. So I'm wondering that actually the way they kind of went about it, feels like they're gonna address that more, and I'm hoping that doesn't end in them separating. Not because I would feel, because Alex, they're both are really happy, and I would. Alex has just had a lot of issues with relationships, so I don't want to have to see her go through that again. And then Kelly also, the fact that she's happy again with somebody. Not that she wasn't happy before, but that she's with somebody and happy being with somebody again. Because I don't know we never said anything about like how long it's been since she was with somebody else, unless they did, because I'm thinking Alex is supposed to be her first relationship since then. I don't know. I could be very wrong. So Will's completely trustworthy in terms of, you know, that's what everything he said at the end of last episode was 100% true. He wasn't hiding anything, so I'm pretty sure that's the case there now. So he's not pretending to be something he's not now. To us anyway, in Takara, he thought his friend was killed, but apparently this forums guy. Speaking of the forums guy, I thought it was funny because Jesse Rath, who I'm pretty sure had a blast playing this other kind of character for a bit, when he was being the host of this spider tattoo alien host thing, or a symbiote kind of thing, it kind of reminded me, if any of you have watched Ben 10, he sounded like Ghost Freak, and it was kind of funny because he mentioned he referred to the guy as forearms. So I just thought that was funny. I don't know. To me, he sounded like Ghost Freak. But yeah, I also think it was funny because Jesse Rath had to have fun. It was it was a little bit ridiculous. It was a little bit almost kind of over the top. But I mean, it's a weird spider alien or spider-like alien tattoo thing. So I mean, who's to say how they would act and like how something like that would act? Even though it did act differently on the girl. But she did also. Brainy also kind of shut off part of him, so I guess maybe he had more control. I don't know. But it's cool that he's able to hold it back to kind of put it away, so that it doesn't control him and he can switch it on and off to where it can control him. I wonder if he could do that and use its abilities as well, like. Turn it off for the most part, but be able to tap into his abilities. Not that he'd need it, but that'd be interesting if he could. Because Brainy, I don't think he's like exceptionally strong. I know this whatever this alien thing is, like one of the powers it does give you is some kind of heightened strength. So that'd be kind of interesting if he had like a heightened strength as well as his intelligence. You could like incorporate that into his how he strategizes his fighting. And he has those webs. He'd have those webs too, so that'd be kind of cool. I don't know. They probably won't do that, but that'd be cool if they did. They might have to eventually, if for some reason that a situation would require that. But now knows I'm going back and forth. I'm sorry, but Will, now that he knows that his friend's alive and is this forearms dude, like his whole reasoning for going after Andrea was because he thought that she had something to do with his friend's murder. So. Now that's, I mean, there's still the other issues that she's connected to, like the other murders, but like his initial drive, I don't know if it's gonna like make him unsure now in terms of tackling Andrea, because he does, it definitely hit him, and he just doesn't know. I don't know if he's not gonna have, I don't think, the same motivation, but we'll see. And I did like it did kind of get me when he had the lenses. I'm like, Will, bud, you're supposed to wait. But luckily he was just using it to kind of fantasize about addressing her, confronting her is what I was trying to think of, confronting her and trying to stop her. But it was his way of kind of like dealing with that temptation was to kind of act it out in the virtual world. Speaking of which, those things are hazardous. Like, I don't know why she thinks that this is a good idea, because if something like this happened again, countless people could be killed. Like they should work in a way to like the lenses only work if you're inside, if you're sitting. No, I don't know. There should be an allotted time, like a timer also, so that you're not just in that world nonstop. What I'm wondering is why Kara isn't telling Nia. I mean, I get not wanting to involve everybody, but everybody else except for Nia seems to be in the know. Like Brandy knows, Alex knows, Jean knows. Even though she said you don't want to talk to, but maybe she doesn't. Yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody else knows except for Nia. Why did she not want to tell Nia? It's not like Nia would spill the beans. I don't know. That just seems strange. I'm wondering why she didn't tell her. I feel like it'd be beneficial if she knows. That way she's not like suspicious of Will still, and she can know at least that he's not really a douchebag. He's just having to put up a front because otherwise, because it's as he said, like being obsessed with this case has lost him his friends and loved ones. So that kind of really sucks for him. I feel bad for the guy. If Leviathan's initial plan, going back to the whole flood thing, if that was their plan, why? What is the goal? What is the end goal for that? Or what do they get out of that? Like if they flood the whole entire West Coast and billions die, like what are they trying to do? Are they trying to restart something or start anew? Because I know, I'm pretty sure someone mentioned that they're like a branch of the League of Assassins, and I know in certain issues or certain versions, their goal is to wipe out. At least I know the Ration here, he was trying to wipe out Central City, not Central City, Star City. Was it Star at the time? Yeah, it was Star City at that point. He was trying to wipe it out, the population anyway, so that they could start new, start fresh, and because of the corruption and stuff their answer to that is to just start completely over. So I'm wondering if that's what they're trying to do. I don't know, because I don't know what their connection is with Obsidian North with Andrea. This is our first finally actual encounter with Leviathan since last season's finale too. Like she appeared twice. She appeared when she talked to the Forearms guy, and at the end whenever she waiting in Andrea's car, Andrea didn't expect to see her there at all. And again, she wasn't privy to the information about the whole flooding thing happening. So I'm just wondering what are they planning? And what do they have to do? Do they have something that... Will they have something to do with the crisis? So I thought they might have. I feel like Lena will. Because, otherwise, why did the Monitor bring Malefic out? I kind of like that... I liked and I kind of thought it was funny that whenever she had Lamar... I was going to say Lamar. Which is... Yeah. But Malefic... test his inception abilities on the 3 different creatures, they're different aliens. I like how they didn't show the first 2, and they just kind of it seemed like they used figurines or something. I think. Let me see if I can find it real quick. There's still, I can't really tell. I don't know exactly what the other thing is, but I think it's funny that they did that, to save on budget, and then they use it all on that one little creature thing, which didn't look terrible. I feel. It was about as realistic as something that moves that much could, or not, with TV budget. Not realistic, but as it could look as good as they could make it. But I just thought that was funny and kind of clever way to work around that, kind of having to animate all 3 creatures. It's just cut past those 2, use kind of real figurine placements for them. Maybe they still CG'd them in there, but they didn't have to animate their movements. But still, pretty I feel a clever way to go around that. But guys, I think that's all I have for this week's episode. I thought this was a great episode. And I like seeing Phil Lamar. It was really cool because it was weird whenever they went to the flashback, or whenever Jean was getting his memories back, and we see his whenever his brother in human form, he's not Phil Lamar, which is strange. I don't know why they did that, because he's not, because they showed Jean David Harewood. They showed him, but they didn't show, because it was about the same age. They didn't pick anybody. It's not like they picked somebody younger. Maybe Phil Lamar wasn't available at the time, but it's just strange that they used him there. They used this other guy there, and then now they're using Phil Lamar. Not that I'm complaining that they're using Phil Lamar now. That's just really cool, because it's just Phil Lamar's in a lot of things, but one of my favorite roles that he's been in is obviously Jon Stewart in the Justice League cartoon. He's such a cool voice, and his normal voice just almost doesn't quite seem like he would be Jon Stewart. I don't know. It's not as deep. It's probably about as deep as I can go. But yeah, it's cool seeing Phil Lamar here, actually seeing him and not just hearing his voice as Malefic. I'm still upset, or frustrated that it took me this long or that long. Whenever I said it, and I think it was 3. I don't remember now. 2, whatever. Realizing that he's been Malefic the whole time. So now we gotta see what's going on with Leviathan and Obsidian North. To what extent are they involved together? what Lena's gonna do now that she's figured out the whole thing with the lenses. Like, is she gonna go forward with it right off the bat, or is she? I mean, she's probably gonna have to mass produce them first before she does anything. But like, how exactly does it work? Because I mean, Malefic didn't have lenses on, I don't believe, so she used her lenses to project them into him, to incept him. Not like, so it's not like they're connected by lenses. So I'm wondering if she's going to need the lenses to make, if she's gonna need more lenses and send them out to people to control them, or to, I guess, sedate them, I guess, to keep them from wanting to hurt other people, or she's gonna like what's it called, enlarge the tech to kind of like send out a signal over the vast population, probably the world, like use a satellite for that. I don't know. I'm not really sure what her plan is. I know she wants to cull humanity, essentially, to stop them from hurting each other. But I don't know how she's planning on going about that exactly, like with this technology. I don't know whenever these two things are going to converge too, because there's the whole thing with Malefic. Again, we still didn't deal with that, with Kelly tapping into like that link. So I don't know how we're going to find out, how the rest of the team are going to find out about Lena. And I don't know, is she going to find out about Leviathen? Like, how is everything going to converge? Like, there's the whole Lena thing, there's our team finding out about Lena, and then there's Leviathan, and that our team finding about Leviathan. Whenever these three things do eventually, I feel, well, kind of three things. Like, there's these, they're not exactly, these two Lena and them aren't exactly two separate stories exactly. They kind of are. But whenever these three things converge, that's gonna be catastrophic. Not to mention the whole crisis. Like, that hasn't even been like involved in this show, this or Batwoman at all. So when that gets involved, all hell's probably gonna break loose. But until then, guys, that's it for this week's episode for Supergirl. Hope you enjoyed it. If you want to check out more of our stuff, be sure to check out the rest of our channel. If you want to stick around for the next episode, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Also, if you'd like to support us, go ahead and check out our Patreon. You can get access to polls to vote on what shows you want us to react to next, whenever we need replacements, early access for shows, stuff like that. Link for our Patreon will also be in the description down below. Again, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you all next week.